In 1969, a pivotal moment in the history of the Catholic Church occurred: the creation of the Novus Ordo Mass. But what led to this change, and how has it affected the Church since? The Novus Ordo, or New Order of the Mass, was born out of the Second Vatican Council. Pope John XXIII convened this council to address the Church's role in the modern world. The Council Fathers sought to reform Church practices, including the liturgy, making it more accessible to the faithful. The implementation of the Novus Ordo was overseen by Pope Paul VI. He believed the Church needed to modernize to remain relevant in a rapidly changing world. In 1969, he introduced the Missale Romanum, which officially launched the new form of the Mass. One of the most noticeable changes was the shift from the traditional Latin Mass to the use of vernacular languages. This allowed the congregation to understand the prayers and readings more clearly, fostering greater participation. The Novus Ordo also emphasized active participation from the laity. The priests now faced the congregation, creating a more communal atmosphere, and lay people could read scripture and assist in distributing the Eucharist. The Novus Ordo introduced several liturgical innovations. The altar was simplified, and the prayers were made more straightforward. New Eucharistic prayers were also introduced, allowing for a greater variety of expressions in worship. The Novus Ordo's emphasis on active participation coincided with the rise of the charismatic movement in the Catholic Church. This movement brought a more expressive, dynamic form of worship, with music, speaking in tongues, and healing ministries, especially in Novus Ordo Mass settings. For many, the Novus Ordo brought a sense of renewal. It allowed Catholics to engage more deeply with the liturgy, and many felt more connected to the Mass and the community. However, not everyone embraced the changes. Traditionalists lamented the loss of the solemnity and mystery of the Latin Mass, seeing the Novus Ordo as a departure from sacred tradition. Some even felt that the changes weakened the Church's identity. The Novus Ordo was also seen as a way to bridge divides with other Christian denominations. Its simplification and focus on Scripture aligned it more closely with Protestant forms of worship, helping build bridges in ecumenical efforts. The Novus Ordo Mass spread quickly worldwide, becoming the standard form of worship for Catholics. It made the liturgy more accessible to diverse cultures, but it also sparked movements like the Latin Mass Society, and even led to schisms within the Church, such as the establishment of the Society of St. Pius X. In recent decades, the Church has tried to bridge the gap between traditionalists and modernists. Pope Benedict XVI's Summorum Pontificum allowed for greater access to the Latin Mass, while Pope Francis has emphasized the Novus Ordo's role in Church unity. Despite the Novus Ordo's aim of renewal, some argue that its introduction coincided with a decline in church attendance and vocations in the West. Critics say the Mass's modernization made the liturgy less reverent, contributing to a spiritual crisis in the Church. The creation of the Novus Ordo was a monumental change for the Church, shaping Catholic worship for generations. While it brought both renewal and division, the conversation around liturgical practices continues today, as the Church seeks to honor its tradition while engaging with the modern world. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the Catholic faith.